Hey everybody, it is TorontoUnicorn. This is a podcast where, even though I'm going to also be showing this on YouTube on my second channel, my podcast channel, I'm just showing my legs on my couch, chilling because I'm not in the mood to do any of my makeup or anything, but I still want to talk to you. And I thought, you know what? I think even showing my legs is better than nothing. So let's just hang out for a bit. So I have exciting news. I am going to a brand new sex club tomorrow with R. If everything goes as planned, you'll be able to see all of it on YouTube because I will be not only vlogging from this new club, but also putting in video tour content up on YouTube. So it's a big day. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't gone to a new sex club in a long time because I go to Oasis all the time, Oasis Aqua Lounge. And so both R and I noticed a little nervousness. And we're like, oh my gosh, like we haven't been kind of nervous to go to a club in a while, right? And we're like, what do we wear? And so we're at the point now where I'm about to Google, what do I wear to this club? Like, obviously, I'll just kind of figure something out, but I'm in that position where I think a lot of my viewers are about Oasis, saying, okay, maybe I've heard a little bit about this place. Now I want to know enough so that when I show up, I'm, mentally as prepared as possible and I'm, dressed appropriately. So now I'm in that position where I'm like Googling things and all of that. And I thought, it's funny. I haven't been in this position again in a while. So I wanted to share that because, we're all human, and it's funny that both R and I are like, well, what do we wear? Like, should we bring multiple outfits? Because if we bring something and then we realize we're overdressed or what, we don't quite fit in, then let's just bring a second outfit or a third outfit, whatever makes us feel comfortable, right? Like, I just think let's not stress about it. Let's just bring multiple outfits. So that's kind of what we're going to do. I've gotten permission to film the inside of the club, so I will be bringing like my tripod and doing hopefully a decent job of the tour. So that is all coming. Hopefully, I'll start to film that soon, this week, and you guys will see that hopefully a few days later. I get to work pretty hard when I get exciting content like that to kind of produce something pretty quickly. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. Yeah, so we had a hard time picking the date because it's funny. A guy who actually works at this club who has been in contact with me on my Instagram, he invited me to the club actually, originally, and then I got another invitation from the owner, but or I don't actually know if he's the owner, but something, I think he might be. So anyways, I've been chatting with him, and unfortunately he's not going to be there when I do the tour video, but he mentioned like this other date that like it would be a really great time to come. And I said, oh, sorry, I don't come on couples only nights. Like, I find them really like boring, and like, it's, I don't want to work that hard as a single girl. I was just being funny in a way, but being real. Like, I don't go to Oasis when there's only couples usually. So like, why would I go to this club? And he actually said something that kind of caught me off guard. He's like, well, if I were to like listen to your old content, your content from yesterday, which is true, he's like, you're not supposed to go in with expectations. And I was like, well, damn, this guy called me out on with my own content. And in a way, I've never been so impressed. So it was quite funny because I thought, you know what, maybe I should give it a chance on a couple's night. Like, I don't think it's fair to judge a place or prejudge it. So I'm glad he called me out on it. I'm gonna check it out hopefully on the date that he said, and I'll be reporting on YouTube as I always do, especially with my podcast now. I do show the After Dark, some of the stories. I'm piloting something on my podcast actually. The After Dark content is going to be available for a small fee of like $5 a month instead of my fan page where you basically pay like $15 a month, but you get everything like the videos, the daily like content that is never anywhere else. Like, that's only my fan page. But if you want just the After Dark stories or just the extended stories that are of things that I can't talk about on YouTube, then I'm going to start to include those in a podcast version so that if you want to just audibly, because that way I'm not showing my boobies or anything, like you're not seeing any nudity or anything, you're just hearing me explicitly talk. And yes, I do explicitly talk. So if you're interested in that, there is a link to that on my podcast info page. I usually try to include that on my website information as well. So, yeah, hopefully you check that out. But I started doing my first one, and I got like I got my first donation on my podcast. And I don't know who you are because I looked hard to see if there's somebody I could thank, but it doesn't tell me. So whoever you are, thank you so much. You're the first person who made my podcast become monetized. So I really do appreciate the support. It really means a lot because I do put a lot of work into these. I put a lot of work into them normally. Like, this is not a lot of work. Oh, if you're listening, you're not seeing what I'm doing. I'm pointing to the fact that I'm just showing my legs on my YouTube because I'm not putting a lot of work into this video. Like, I didn't even like turn the light on. Like, I really just was like, okay, I want to talk to you. I'm going to figure out a way. So yeah, so I got all the weird feels about going to a club for the first time. What is it gonna be like? Who am I gonna see? Is it gonna be my vibe? What if I get like sick? Like, I have all these thoughts. Like, I have anxiety about everything, like those things too. Like, where are the bathrooms? Am I gonna feel comfortable? Like, is my stuff gonna be safe? Like, all these thoughts I have too. So I am excited. I did see some of the inside of the club on the club's website already, so I think that I'm not gonna be as shocked like walking in. But it's not a spa environment like Oasis Aqua Lounge. There's no pool, there's no hot tub. It's really just, from what I understand, more of like a club, like a dancey club, and a lot of playrooms and like a big shower and like a big loft where you can like look down and watch all the acts. Like, apparently it's like quite the place. So I'm very excited to have gotten the invitation to go. It's gonna be a big vlog day too because both R and I are making a day of it. We're going to be outfit picking, going out for dinner, showing the excitement in our faces or in her blurred face. But you guys on my OnlyFans will always see her unblurred now, right? So that's the perk of also subscribing to my OnlyFans, is that you get to see our unblurred and some of the best content. So, anyways, I digress. So yeah, so the vlogging is going to be good for tomorrow, this weekend too, and then also the video where I'm putting together the tour. So stay tuned. And I have been running into fans lately at Oasis a lot more than normal, and I don't think that's going to slow down, especially because Oasis is a very centralized place where my content is associated, right? So it doesn't surprise me that I'm recognized at Oasis, but I don't leave Oasis a lot and like get recognized on the street a lot yet. Like, that's just, it's very few and far between. Maybe like 4 times it's happened. So I like that. Unless I'm gonna blow up super big, I'd rather stay my little local little club, where I'm known, because it's good to be open and chill amongst people who support you. But man, there's some crazy freaking, you know, terrible people in vanilla society that like to prejudge from the outside a lot of this lifestyle, and just completely label us as like, monkeypox people, or like, just like cesspools. And like, I really just don't have any patience for the vanilla world criticism that comes at me from like these clearly like, okay, I could go on a big tangent here, but I like, yeah, anyways, let's just say I'm not a fan of organized religion, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Anyways, this is why I do a podcast in a different format, because I ramble, and I think that some people like that, but not everybody. So that's why this video, especially on YouTube, is going to be on my newer channel. And then the podcast version, obviously, is going to be on all of your favorite podcast apps. But I love meeting fans, specifically when at Oasis they come up and say, "Hey, this is how I know you." And for example, a guy I recently met said, "I met you from your podcast." He had never seen me in a video. He had only ever heard my voice and seen the thumbnail of my podcast. And I was like, holy shit, when I created my podcast, I didn't really think I was going to get like new exclusive viewers. For some reason, I thought maybe some people would just like the transferability of my content. If they were driving for a long time or something, maybe they could go back and listen to some of my old story times, or while they're driving, things like that. But I guess I just didn't realize that I would be capturing a whole bunch of people that maybe wouldn't be on YouTube or other video sites. So that was shocking, and a very good surprise. So thank you to that fan who also introduced himself. It's a joy and a pleasure to be a voice and a window into this lifestyle for all of you. And I've met so many incredible people and so many strangers that if we were to meet in the lineup of a Tim Hortons in Canada, I don't know if we would even smile at each other, but inside the walls at Oasis, people are more warm and empathetic and inviting and accepting for the most part. And just don't go on a crazy night. Don't go to a sex club on a crazy freaking night like a DTF or gangbang night, and you'll be fine. I mean, I have to say, like, some people just pick the wrong night sometimes to go, and like R said in a video, her very first DTF night video, she said, "Don't go as a newbie to DTF. You will literally be traumatized." So that's how I feel about it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this podcast style. On my YouTube specifically, if you like the idea of seeing something other than just like my logo in the back with my voice, say something. Leave a comment below so that I know that you like to see, something rather than just like a black screen. So, thank you everybody.